Hey people, today we're going to be reading Chapter 5 of I Survived the Bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941 by Lauren Tarshis. Denny managed to grab Aki by the seat of his pants and hoist him up just in time. One of the monster's tusks tore through Denny's pant leg. Amazingly, it missed his flesh. Denny jerked back his leg, ripping his pants away from the tusk. He almost fell, but he regained his balance and kept his hold on Aki, who was still screaming for his puppy. With Aki held high, Denny ran across the yard into the house, slamming the door. "My puppy!" Aki screamed. "My puppy!" "No," Denny said, putting the kid down and blocking the door. "That's not yours. That's the monster's baby." "Not Aki's puppy," Aki said, his eyes getting bigger. There were tears now. "Sorry, little guy," Denny said. "But the puppy has to be with its ma." "Aki want puppy," he said, throwing his arms around Denny and burying his face in Denny's legs. The kid was a stitch. Denny has always wanted a little brother, someone to trail along with him and Finn, to keep him company when Ma was working. "Where's your ma?" Denny said. It should say asked. "Mama mad at Aki," Aki said. And sure enough, just then, Denny heard someone shouting Aki's name. Denny stuck his head out the back window. "I got him," he said. A moment later, he and Aki were standing on the porch with Aki's mother. Denny guessed she and Aki were Japanese. There were people living from all over the world here, just like back in New York. "Lots of the people in Pearl City were originally from Japan," Ma said. "Aki!" "Aki," his mother scolded. "You cannot be running away like this." "I'm sorry, Mama," he said in a voice sweeter than a chocolate donut. He wrapped his arms around his mother's legs and gazed up at her with an angelic smile. Denny saw how the anger in Aki's mother's eyes melted away. This little kid was good. She looked at Denny and smiled. Even though she looked nothing like Mrs. Mills, there was something about her that reminded Denny of his teacher. A look in her eyes, like she could read his mind and liked what she saw. "Thank you," she said. "My son is a wanderer. The minute I turn my back, he sneaks away." "We saw a monster," Aki said. "A monster?" the woman said, raising her eyebrows. "It looked like a hairy pig," Denny said. "With horns?" "A wild boar." "Monster hurt Denny," Aki said, pointing to Denny's torn pants. "Goodness," Aki's mother said with surprise. "Did he really hurt you?" "Just my pants," Denny said. He decided not to tell Aki's mother how the boar almost turned Aki into a shish kebab. But it was very unusual for a boar to attack, said Aki's mother. "Aki got hold of one of its babies," Denny said. "Puppy," Aki smiled. "My puppy." Aki's mother shook her head. "Aki sees beauty in everything," his mother said. "Even a wild boar. But one of these days, Aki, you're going to end up in big trouble." "He's a good kid," Denny said, wanting to protect his new friend. "I good boy," Aki said, puffing out his chest. Denny and Aki's mother looked at each other, and they both laughed. The sound startled Denny. He hadn't laughed since the night Finn fell. Aki stared at both of them, trying to see what was funny. Then he grabbed Denny's hand and started pulling it with all his might. "Denny, come," Aki said. "Denny, come over." Denny opened his mouth to say, "No, thank you," but Aki kept shouting, "Denny, come!" and pulling his hand, trying to haul him up the hill. For such a shrimp, the kid was a real muscle man. "You might as well come," Aki's mother said. "I have lunch just about ready. And as you can see, my son doesn't really take no for an answer." So that is the end of that chapter. Bye-bye.